Okay, hello everyone. This is going to be a 20 to 25 minute flow for any of those who are maybe stuck at home at this time, who maybe can't get out of their houses or just feeling a little bit trapped, more so in your mind. So this is a way to get out of your mind into your body and release all of that tension, that anxiety that maybe some of us are feeling at this time. So if you're new to yoga, don't worry at all. This is quite a slow beginner's style class, and that if there are some poses that you don't feel comfortable with, there should be options throughout, but you can always pause, have a go at those poses, see what suits your body, and then if it's too much, just move on to the next pose and join back in the practice when you're ready. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so we're going to come to the back of the mat, just going to start in a kneeling position, tuning into the breath, releasing out of the mind. So if this is uncomfortable to sit onto your heels, you can always sit in a cross-legged position, or you can place a block in between your thumb and your heels. So gently tuck the tailbone, draw your belly in, and take a few deep breaths here, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Two more like that. Last one, in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And then in and out through the nose. Your breath can deepen here. Send it all the way to your belly, to your hips. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. So with every exhale, just notice any tension or tightness that you're holding in your body and see if you can just release that with every breath out. With every breath in is new energy, new light, positivity. Exhale, letting go of anything that doesn't serve you in your practice. Take another inhale here. As you exhale, drop your chin towards your chest. And you can stay here, that might be enough for you in the back of the neck, otherwise you can interlace your fingers behind your head and just drop your elbows either side of your head, bringing a little bit of weight here to the back of the head. Breathe into that space between the shoulders, take an inhale. And then exhale, release the hands, take your right ear over towards your right shoulder, take an inhale. As you exhale, roll the chin down, take left ear to left shoulder, and then just stay with this motion for a few rounds of breath. Inhale draws you up, exhale draws you down. If you want to take the full circle here, just be mindful of your neck, your body, see how you feel, maybe go all the way back. If you take the full circle, make sure you go the other way. And then coming back to centre. We're going to draw ourselves forward into a tabletop position, so your hands are underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips. Toes are untucked, belly draws in towards your spine. As you inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest forward, lift your tailbone and your chin up towards the sky. As you exhale, press into your hands, the tops of your feet, and draw your belly button in towards your spine. Really press that space between the shoulder blades up towards the ceiling. Inhale, roll forward into your cow pose. So you are cow. As you exhale, press into your cat. So your fingers are nice and wide, pressing into all 10 fingertips, tops of the feet. Do that a few more times with your own breath. Warming up the spine, warming up the core. And then find your neutral tabletop position. Walk your hands a little bit further forward than your shoulders. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Press down through that index finger knuckle, thumb knuckle. Tuck the toes. Lift the belly towards your spine. Lift the knees off the mat just for an inhale. And then as you exhale, press back into your downward facing dog. So from here you might like to just pedal out the feet. See what feels good in your body. Dropping one knee into the centre, then the other. Finding a place of stillness on your mat when you're ready. So we're rolling the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Fingers are spread nice and wide. Grip down through all 10 fingertips. Lift the belly towards your spine. Send your chest and belly towards the back of the room. Take an inhale. Exhale, see if you can go a little bit deeper into this pose. Shoulders down away from the ears, drawing towards your hips. Look forward, roll forward into your plank pose. So from here, we're really paying attention to those hands. Press them into the mat. Roll that space between the shoulder blades up to the ceiling. Belly engaged, tailbone tucked towards your chin. Press the heels towards the back of the room. Thighs are engaged. You can always drop your knees here if that's too much for you to begin with. So take an inhale. And then if your knees are down, stay there. Otherwise, every knees down. Squeeze your elbows into your side body, lower chest and chin. Untap the toes. Slide the chest forward. Lift your chin and chest off the mat. Press into the tops of the feet and lightly into the hands on the mat. Shoulders are drawing down towards your hips. Inner thighs are squeezing together. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lower down. Tap the toes, press into the hands and press back into a child's pose. So your knees are wide, your big toes touch at the back of the mat and you send your hips down towards your heels. Hands reach forward, forehead down on the mat. So we're going to stay here for a few breaths. I'm just going to tie my hair up into something that doesn't get into my face. So in your child's pose, breathing deeply, allowing the belly to be soft. Weight through the forehead, through the chest. With every exhale, release into that pose. Come into a tabletop position as you inhale. As you exhale, tuck the toes, lift the belly. Send yourself up and back into your downward facing dog. Look forward, start to walk your feet to the top of your mat. My hands are slipping about this morning. We'll find our ragdoll pose. Let me keep my hands a little bit here. So in your ragdoll pose, you can bend your knees as much as you wish to draw your belly towards your thighs. Can you see this gap here? I want to try and close that gap. Once you've got that connection, release neck and shoulders. You can grab hold of opposite elbow. If you wish, you start to swing side to side. As you do so, maybe starting to lengthen through the backs of the legs. Release here in this forward fold. Nice stretch for the hamstrings, the calves, and then all the way along the spine, releasing tension, tightness. You can bend your knees as much as you need again. Bring hands towards the earth. Take a halfway lift here. So halfway lift, we bring hands to shins. Flatten the back. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears towards your hips. So imagine you're trying to have a cup of tea balancing on your back. Chin is gently tucked, crown of the head shooting forward as your hips draw back. Belly draws in towards your spine. Take an inhale. As you exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, send the weight into your heels. And we're going to roll one vertebra at a time, all the way up to standing. And then when you're there, roll your shoulders back and down away from the ears. So walk your big toes to touch, slight gap between the heels. This is our Samastiti or Tadasana pose. We press firmly through the feet. Tailbone is tucked under, belly draws in. So feet are drawing down to the mat, but we lengthen through the upper part of our body, so lengthen through the waist. The arms reach down towards the earth, shoulders drop down away from the ears, crown of the head reaches up to the sky. Take an inhale and an exhale. Sweep the hands up towards the sky, Urdhva Hastasana, meaning upward hands. As you exhale, hands through heart center, forward fold here. Bend your knees if you need to. Halfway lift, hands to your shins, flat back. As you exhale, plant the hands down, step back into your plank pose. Toes are tucked, you can always drop your knees if you need. Stay here for an inhale, press into the hands. As you exhale, everybody drop your knees. Lower chest and chin, squeeze the elbows into your side body. Untap the toes, slide the chest forward, come into cobra. Shoulders draw back and down. As you exhale, lower down, tap the toes, press into the hands and push back through plank or child's pose into downward facing dog. Your right leg will lift on an inhale, sweep with that right heel. So we're leading with that heel here, square the hips. Look forward, step that right foot in between your hands at the top of the mat. Maybe walk your feet a little bit wider on the mat so you've got a nice square hips. Draw right hip back, left hip forward. You can stay here for a couple of breaths if you want to play around, moving back and forward over the ball of that left foot, releasing into the left hip flexor. And then when you're ready, drop that left knee down, untuck the back toes and sweep the hands towards the sky for your low lunge. Take an inhale. And an exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Take a breath here. As you exhale, twist towards the right hand side. Lift your belly towards your spine. You can stay here in this twist. If you wish, you can take your left elbow to the outside edge of your right knee. Lengthen through the spine. Squeeze the two together as you take your gaze over your right shoulder. Take an inhale. As you exhale, come back to center. Place the hands down. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, look forward. As you exhale, press through that right foot, step the left foot up to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Sweep the hands all the way up towards the sky and rise with a flat back. As you exhale, hands through heart center. Take a breath here. And sigh it out, exhale. With a little cough. Inhale, sweep the hands up, Urdhva Hastasana. Reach up, maybe a little back bend here. As you exhale, forward fold. Rise with a flat back, halfway lift. As you exhale, fold, and then step back into your plank pose. Take a breath here. As you exhale, knees and then chest. Squeeze the elbows in. Exhale, untap the toes, lower the hips, slide the chest forward. Up, cobra pose. As you exhale, lower down, tap the toes, press into the hands, push yourself back to your downward facing dog. Your left leg will lift on an inhale. Square the hips, lead with that heel, press through both hands evenly, look forward. As you exhale, step back foot in between your hands, top of the mat. And then again, play around here if you want to shimmy forward and backwards over the ball of that right foot. Stay here for the breath in, lengthen. As you exhale, lower that back knee down, untuck the toes, lift the belly. As you sweep those hands towards the sky, find your low lunge. Take an inhale. As you exhale, hands to your heart. Take a breath here. Lengthen through the spine, draw your belly in. As you exhale, twist towards the left. And you can stay here, or you can lean forward, take your right elbow over your left knee. Draw your chest towards your thumb, squeeze the elbow and knee together as you lift your belly. Maybe take your gaze over that top shoulder, take a breath in. As you exhale, throw in front foot. Tuck the back toe, lift the knee, and then step forward as you exhale. Halfway lift as you inhale. As you exhale, forward fold. All the way up, Urdhva Hastasana, lead with a flat back. Rise with your chest as you exhale, hands through heart center. Take a breath here. Exhale, side out. From here, we're going to take our hands to our hips. Walk your feet so they're that bit distance apart. We're coming into a deeper forward fold now, so more stretch for the backs of the legs. Tuck your tailbone under as you inhale, lift the chest. As you exhale, lift the belly and fold with a flat back all the way down. Again, you can always bend your knees here to bring your belly towards your thighs. You can stay here with hands onto the earth. You can maybe have blocks underneath your hands or books if your hamstrings are really tight. Anything, cushions, to lift your hands up a little bit more. Wherever you are, release your neck and your shoulders. You can shake your head yes and no. You might like to take a few variations here. We're going to be here for about 5 more breaths, so you can always wrap your arms around the backs of your knees and squeeze your nose towards your knees if you're feeling flexy. You can always take peace fingers around your big toes, cap them off with your thumb. Lengthen as you inhale and then fold a little bit deeper as you exhale, elbows out wide, nose to knee. Wherever you are with every exhale, see if you can roll your tailbone, your hips up towards the sky a little bit more. Take 1 more breath. And then exhale, release. Walk your left foot to the middle of your mat. Take your right foot to the back of your mat and spin the heel so it's 45 degrees at a 45-degree angle. So your left heel, you want to be in line with the arch of your right foot. This left knee is going to stay over your left ankle. Hands to your hips, lift the belly and draw left hip back, right hip forward as you rise up. We're in Warrior One. So this back leg is really strong. Press through the outer edge of that right foot, this back foot, and through the outer edge of this left foot. But you're drawing your left knee over towards your pinky toe. So we've got a really strong foundation. Inner thighs are rolling in and then out behind you. Trying to square off those hips so you can stay here, hands to your hips. And have hands to heart center. Or maybe you lift hands all the way up towards the ceiling. We're going to take another inhale. Maybe we can go a little bit deeper as we exhale. And 1 more breath. And then exhale, sweep the hands behind you. Take your clasp here, squeeze the palms together, interlace the fingers. Reach that chest up and back, take an inhale. Stay for the exhale. And then come back to center. Keep squaring off those hips. We're going to lift that back heel and come into a high lunge. So your hips are even squarer here. So you can always stay here with your right knee lifted, or if that's too much for you, drop your back knee down, keep the back toes touched though here. So lots of options. Left knee over your left ankle, tuck the tailbone, really send that right heel to the back of the room. Stay for an inhale, and then we're going to join, if you went to the mat, everyone on their back knee. So lower that right knee down. Take an inhale here, as you exhale, frame the front foot. Lengthen through the spine as you inhale. As you exhale, we're sending the hips back towards that right heel. A half splits pose. Inhale, draw yourself forward. As you exhale, send those hips back. Left toes flex up towards your face. Hips still stay square. Right hip drawing forward. Left hip back. We'll do that 1 more time. Inhale. As you exhale, send those hips back. We're going to pause here. So walk your hands underneath your shoulders. Come up onto your fingertips so we're nice and long through the spine. Keep flexing those left toes. Draw your chest forward as you inhale. As you exhale, maybe you fold a little bit deeper, keeping your spine flat here. Feel that stretch on the left hamstring, IT bend on the left side. Take one more breath. As you exhale, come forward. Frame the front foot, lift the back knee. Start to walk your hands a little bit further forward than your left toes. We're going to kick in or press into that left foot as you kick your right leg up behind you for standing splits. Nose towards your knee. Just for an inhale here, balance. See if you can squeeze that right leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, step it down next to the left. Find your forward fold, feet at hip width distance. Ragdoll, grab your toes, maybe wrap your knees, whatever feels good. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So walking your right foot to the centre of your mat. Take your left foot to the back of your mat. Spin the heel so it's 45 degrees or at a 45-degree angle. Check your right heel is in alignment with your left inner arch. Really ground down through the back edge of that left foot. Lift the belly as you bring your hands to your hips and rise up into your warrior one. Right hip back, left hip forward. Stay here. Check that that right knee is tracking over to the pinky toe. Pressing down through the knife edge of both feet, lifting those inner arches. Stay with your hands on your hips, hands to your heart. Or maybe hands reach up towards the sky. Take a big breath in, light through the upper body. Exhale, can we draw those shoulders down away from the ears. Stay for a breath in. As you exhale, take the clasp behind the body. So this time, see if you can get opposite index finger on top, opposite thumb on top. Feels a little bit different. Squeeze the palms, lift the chest. Stay for a breath in. Exhale, come back to centre. Lift the back heel, sweep the hands towards the sky, square the hips. Even more here. Right knee still stays over your right ankle. You can stay here or drop that left knee if you wish. Wherever you are, tuck your tailbone. Lengthen through the sides of the waist. Stay for a breath in. As you exhale, slowly lower down into our low lunge. Take a breath in. As you exhale, frame the front foot, lengthen through the spine, half splits on this side. As you exhale, send those hips back, flex the right toes towards your face. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, send those hips back. One more time, inhale, come forward. Exhale, send the hips back. Right hip draws back, left hip forward. Hands underneath the shoulders, lengthen through the spine. Take a breath here. Exhale, can you fold that a little bit deeper? Inhale. Exhale, come back to centre. Pull out the hands down, lift that back knee. This time stepping back into your plank pose. And then drop the knees. Bring your knees wide, your big toes to touch. And send your hips towards your heels, find your child's pose. Take a big breath here. Release everything as you exhale. Melt into your mat. Start to walk your hands back towards your knees. We're staying in a kneeling position. Knees wide or close together, your choice. So just as we began our practice, so take one final twist here. So take your right hand over your left knee. Your left hand will reach behind you. Just gently rest it either on a block or book or fingers on the mat. Sit nice and tall as you inhale. As you exhale, take your gaze over your left shoulder. Keep lengthening through the spine, keep drawing your belly in towards your spine. And breathe here, take an inhale. And then come back to centre as you exhale. We'll take it to the other side, left hand over your right knee, right hand behind you, lengthen as you inhale. Exhale, twist, maybe take your gaze over your back shoulder, belly in, long spine, take an inhale here. And come back to centre as you exhale. Roll the shoulders. You can stay here, you can come to child's pose. You might want to lay on your back, wherever suits you for your last resting pose. So I would say kneeling here, tucking my tailbone gently, closing the eyes, hands just resting on my thighs. And just stay with your breath for a couple of minutes, 2 to 10 minutes even, however long you need. So if you're staying for a bit longer, then pause this video and you can continue your meditation at the end of your practice. Otherwise, thank you very much for practicing, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got out of your mind a little bit into your body. It's just a nice way to be isolated. Okay, see you later guys.